What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now tonight, I'm going to be talking about Power Book 2 Ghost, Episode 8. This is just my quick thoughts, first impressions of this episode. And as I told you guys in the past, Episode 8 has usually been one of the best episodes out of any season of Power. Usually things happen, big things happen in Episode 8, and watching this episode, you felt that. Now my first impressions of watching this episode, man, it was very good. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't think it let us down at all. I was watching the episode and I'm like, man, time is going very, very fast. This episode was seemed like it was going so quick, and even though it was the same length as the other episodes, it seemed like it was just flying by. Now, shout out to my boy Tariq, because he finally clapped Effie's cheeks. He finally did it. And as I told you guys, and if you've been following my channel, I talked about this months and months ago when Courtney Kemp did the live stream, and she was pretty much just saying that Tariq is in a situation kind of similar to, Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears or whatever. And, when it comes to Lauren, Diana, and Effie, one's too hot, one's too cold, and one is just right. And in the same live stream, she says she loves Effie's character. She loves the actress that plays Effie, and it's going to be very interesting to see the future of her character. And you saw that in this episode. The crazy thing is, Effie being in this episode a lot more was good to me. We were used to seeing Effie, especially in Power Season 6, and she was one of those characters that everybody was asking about, and we pretty much predicted that she will be in this actual installment of Power a lot more, but we haven't seen her that much. But now in Episode 8, she's here, and she flows right within the show, man. It feels real good just seeing her, and the rhythm of the show was going good. But yes, Tariq decided to choose Effie, and of course he wants to keep her close. That's the main thing, because deep down inside we know Tariq cannot trust Effie at all. But he took Tasha's advice and said, you know what, just make her trust you. So Tariq took that advice, but we know things didn't end well with Effie and Tariq in this episode. We know things will probably get fixed. Besides the whole Effie thing in this episode, let's talk about some of those predictions in the episode. Now, I told you guys, not all my predictions is going to be right, but a lot of them will. I told you to pay close attention to, of course, Zeke, Drew, and Ev, GTG, of course. Pay a close attention to that storyline, because you knew they was going to mix that together. It was going to be some type of event between those guys, and come to find out, the guy that was following Tariq, of course, was a member of the GTG. Had nothing to do with, of course, Lone Neck Malcolm or Jabari or anything like that. But it was very interesting to see how that all played out, and how they pretty much combined all those storylines. And you guys know, based off these characters' descriptions, those descriptions are starting to come true a lot more. You saw Kane's reaching the new rebellion or whatever. His rebellion will reach new heights. That's in his description. Well, you saw it more than ever in this episode. Now, Zeke, of course, he was able to survive. It was about to be crazy, because we knew the predictions was that something was about to happen. A family tragedy could happen in this episode. And they did a great job at promoting that and teasing that. And it seemed like that's what they was about to do. But of course, Drew, he saved the day. Now, I know Drew, he was all over Ev. He was being very, very thirsty. But when you actually think about that event, if Drew did not come to that club, if he just stayed away, didn't even hit up Zeke or Ev, what would have happened to Zeke? I want you guys to answer that question, because it didn't look too good when Lil Guap and GTG was beating down Zeke and his basketball teammates. Lil Guap was targeting Zeke. He knew what was up once he saw him out on the street, and if it wasn't for Drew, bad things would have happened in this episode, especially to your boy Zeke. I'm glad he's not hurt. He's good, and he will be here, and hopefully he makes it to the NBA. And we knew that the whole topic of Zeke getting hurt will be very touchy when it comes to Monet, because she cares about him so much, and she believes he's the one of the only outlets, and as far as being legit for the family to get out there. So she wants Zeke to make it and not be involved in none of this street shit. The title of the episode is called Family First, right? Of course, Drew, he put family first because he wanted to save his brother, Kane. He didn't want Kane taking the fall for this, right? Even though we know Monet found out later on in the episode the truth that Drew was protecting Kane, because we know Kane set all this up, which it went all wrong. You know what I'm saying? Kane, he wants to take out Tariq so bad that, you know, it all went wrong. As I told you guys in the past, you watch Power time and time again, and I know everybody's been saying, man, why you keep saying this? But I'm going to keep saying it. When you go against Tariq, bad things happen. It's always been like that ever since the beginning, and it's not going to end, especially if this is going to be the future of the show. You're going to go down, plain and simple. Now, in this episode, of course, Tariq was able to be saved by your boy 2-Bit, and 2-Bit wants money. He wants the money that Ghost promised him. Remember, Ghost promised him he owes him when he was locked up, of course. And this is the promise. 2-Bit is coming to collect. Now, 2-Bit does save Tariq because it wasn't looking too good for him. It was about to go down. And your boy 2-Bit, he's a natural born killer. I mean, he's telling Tariq what to do, telling him, look, you got to get rid of the evidence. Like, what are you doing? But he did help out Tariq at the end of the day. His storyline will definitely come back. We know it's going to intertwine between Tommy Egan's storyline, and it's just crazy for a person like 2-Bit and Tariq to kind of link up. It goes to show that it may be some hope for Tommy Egan and, of course, your boy Tariq to squash stuff. As I told you guys in the past, when it comes to Tommy Egan and the family, he usually squashes stuff, or at least ghosts, but we haven't seen that with Tariq yet. We're going to see if that's going to happen. Well, we kind of did see it with Tariq in the past because Tommy Egan gave him a second chance instead of throwing him over that roof. This time, circumstances are a little bit different. So eventually down the line, and I'm not saying it's going to happen quick, I do see Tommy Egan and Tariq squashing the beef that they do have. At the beginning, of course, it's not going to be that way, but something will happen along the lines where they will most likely have to work together. But overall, man, this was a solid episode. This is just my quick thoughts, early impressions. Trying to think of everything. I know Jay Kelly, once again, and as I told you guys, if you check out the final predictions video, and the two videos that I dropped for you guys earlier today, I told you guys, somehow, some way, Jabari's going to get away with this. He's going to figure out a way to survive and get away with it. And you saw in this episode, he was collecting all this evidence, getting all this content for his book. He's writing down DC Joe, all this stuff that Drew and Tariq is saying. He's downloaded the Course Correct app. Jabari is going to get very, very close to, exposing Tariq, of course, writing this book. And I'm just eager to see how it all plays out. I told you they're going to build this up so at the end it's going to explode. Trust me, it's going to explode. Now, before I end my video for you guys, of course, we saw different things happen in this episode. And we're talking about Brayden and Tariq. What do you guys think? Do you think Tariq is doing the right thing? Now, the reason I say that Tariq should kind of put a little bit, not all, a little bit more trust in Brayden, just telling him certain things. The reason I say that is because I'm basing it off, of course, Tommy and Ghost. What happened when Ghost didn't tell Tommy the truth? Now, in Ghost's defense, usually he'll tell Tommy the truth, but Tommy doesn't want to listen. Tommy does things the way he wants to do things. So then Ghost has to come in and do things in a certain way where Tommy may not agree, but it's going to get the job done. In this circumstance, once again, Brayden has told Tariq, look, let me in, tell me the truth. I'm here for you. I'm loyal. But time and time again, Tariq is lying to Brayden, not telling him the truth. He's catching him in another lie, and it's not looking too good. I understand he doesn't want to trust Brayden like that. He's still new to this, especially at trusting people. And now what was the episode was about, pretty much trust in the Invisible Man and stuff like that. But at the same time, him not putting that little bit of trust in Brayden and telling him certain things is going to come back and cost him. And hopefully he can adjust later on and learn to put a little bit more trust in Brayden. That way, when it all goes down, he can have somebody that's going to watch his back at all costs. But if he keeps lying to him, of course, Brayden is going to turn. As you saw in this episode, Brayden is very pissed off, and he said, you know what? I'm out of here. It's over. I ain't working with you no more. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see what's going to happen. I do think Brayden's going to get over it. They're going to squash things, but along the journey, it's not going to be easy. It's just not going to be easy. But you guys let me know, man. What do you think about episode 8? What were your early thoughts? You know what I'm saying? How did you feel about this episode compared to prior episode 8s in Power History? I say, just from watching it from the beginning to the end, you felt that different vibe from this episode compared to the other ones, and you can feel the build-up for not just episode 9, but the season finale. That's the episode that we got to be looking out for. They're building this whole Tariq versus Kane thing up, and it's going to get ugly. It is going to get ugly. And before I end the video off, we know that Kane, of course, is going against his family and Tariq. I'm telling you right now, when Tommy Egan comes back, Tariq, he better hope and pray that the rumors ain't true, that Kane and Tommy does not link up and work together. He better hope that does not happen. We saw, of course, Tommy Egan, Joseph Sakura, and Woody in pictures together, hanging out in New York. You know, they're teasing that they're going to be together, but this just, you know, this just teases. In the show, it's going to be completely different, right? That's what we were all thinking. But then again, maybe not. Tariq better hope and pray that Tommy Egan does not come back and work with Kane. Because if that happens, oh, it's going to get ugly. Trust me, it's going to get ugly. And Kane is here for the long stay. He's here for the long stay. And keeping little Guap around is going to make him more dangerous. And at the same time, it's going to make little Guap more dangerous. And he cannot sleep on little Guap, because that guy, as I told you guys all the time, small characters will always come back and it will get you. So hopefully things can go well for your boy. But thank you guys once again. I will be dropping the full recap for you guys later on in the day for you. So be looking out. Stay tuned. But let me get on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.